Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler's golden handcuffs. The Miami Heat do not have a regular season superstar. A postseason superstar? Maybe. They definitely have had one. The hope is that Jimmy Butler can be that guy again, and again, and again. This is a tough way to go about an NBA season. 6 months of mediocrity followed by a swelling cacophony of some of the best damn basketball you've ever seen. The 2020 bubble. The 2022 push. The one-of-its-kind run as the 8th seed in 2023. This has been the Jimmy Butler experience. But here's the thing, just because Butler and the Heat have done it before doesn't mean they will do it again. One day, the reservoir of dog will run dry and Butler, now 34, won't be able to muster the same level of Jordan dominance to lift the Heat out of 6 months of mediocrity. When Miami realizes its blind belief has been unfulfilled, it will be too late. These are Jimmy Butler's golden handcuffs. In the financial world, golden handcuffs refer to incentives intended to encourage an employee to remain with a company for a stipulated period of time. Only in this case, it's the employee who has the organization in golden handcuffs. As long as Butler is under contract, the Heat will be incentivized to deal with his inconsistent regular seasons because the carrot of playoff Jimmy is always looming. After Tuesday's loss to the Golden State Warriors, that Butler missed with a mysterious non-COVID illness, the Heat have a regular season win percentage of 57% since the Butler era began in 2019. The loss bumped the Heat down to 39-33 this season, 2.5 games behind the Indiana Pacers for the last guaranteed playoff spot. Basketball Reference gives the Heat more than a 70% chance of being forced into the play-in tournament for the second straight season. Miami needed that game. Even without Duncan Robinson, Tyler Herro, and Kevin Love, an available Butler would have given the Heat a chance against a healthy Warriors team at home. Instead, Butler was a late scratch, unavailable with 11 games left in the regular season. Few details were provided, leading internet sleuths to fill the void with theories that Butler's attendance at the Miami Open on Monday had something to do with his sudden absence. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. Either way, it's not a good look. Butler has missed 22 games this season, some because of injury, some because of excused absences, but 22 games in a season when the Heat have had the 4th most games missed due to injury and have played 35 different starting lineups. This isn't new. Butler has played at a pace that would meet the NBA's 65-game minimum to qualify for end-of-season awards just once in his Heat tenure. The idea is that Butler's regular season maintenance program primes him for a superhuman playoff run. Mostly, it has paid off. Erik Spoelstra's powerful statement highlights Miami Heat's dog mentality even amid crisis. Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat have now lost 6 of their last 10 games after bowing down to the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday. Their chances to get out of the play-in spots and climb to the 6th seed are also getting dimmer in every loss as they continue to struggle to string wins together. Despite their recent poor play, however, Spoelstra is in no way questioning the mentality of his team. He knows what they are made of, and he remains confident on what they can achieve. The Heat fought hard against the Warriors even without Jimmy Butler and was actually neck-and-neck with the visitors in the first half, even taking a 55-53 lead at halftime. However, it was in the third quarter when everything changed for the home team, as the Warriors went on an insane run to outscore them and take the lead. Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins each scored 8 apiece in the period to fuel a 32-20 run for the Dubs. Miami was able to cut the Warriors' lead to just 6, 87-81, with 9:25 to go in the fourth. But that proved to be their last hurrah, with Golden State staging a 26-point outburst that only got 11 points in response from Miami. the Warriors secured the 113-92 win, with Thompson top-scoring for them with 28 points on 6 of 14 shooting from deep. Stephen Curry, for his part, dropped 17 points along with 6 assists after going 3 of 10 from behind the three-point line. Sure enough, after the game, there are plenty of concerns about the Heat and their playoff chances amid their inconsistency and injury woes. Spoelstra, nonetheless, ensured everyone that his team knows what they need to do. Speaking to reporters post-game, Erik Spoelstra was asked if there will be an increased intensity from the team now that there are only 10 games left on the season and they are still 1.5 games behind the 6th-seeded Indiana Pacers. The Miami Heat head coach then proceeded to emphasize that they are well aware of the situation. He also noted that his team, despite all the injury problems they are facing, didn't back down against the Golden State Warriors. Coach Spo made sure everyone knows that the Heat have always been competitive and will remain the same regardless of the situation. Our guys understand, our guys are not ignorant, and our guys are extremely competitive. A game like this, it's not because our guys don't care, that is not it. Our guys laid it out there, we just couldn't get enough momentum offensively, decision-making, shot-making, to keep it close, Spoelstra said of the loss to Warriors, per Zachary Weinberger. Defensively, I thought it was good until at a certain point we didn't make shots, and then our resolve weakened a little bit. And then, Stephen, Curry, Klay, Thompson pretty much shut the door with those threes and their shot-making that just kind of took the resolve and hope away from us those last 4 minutes. Sure enough, that's something that Heat fans want to hear. It's not yet over for Miami and they still have a good chance to finish within the top 6. Nonetheless, they will have to work hard for it. Did Heat's decision not to pursue rival star cost them a championship? In the summer of 2022, former Dallas Mavericks rising star Jaylen Brunson inked a 4-year, $104 million deal with the New York Knicks. Brunson was coming off a deep playoff run with the Mavs at the time, who reached the Western Conference Finals. Dallas lost to the eventual NBA champion Golden State Warriors in 5 games. Although the Mavericks came up short, the future looked bright with a formidable duo of Luka Doncic and Brunson. There were several standout performances during that postseason that showed Brunson was on his way to becoming a special player in this league. Brunson averaged 21.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 18 playoff games during that 2022 playoff run. He was a homegrown Mavericks player in line for a new contract. Unfortunately for Dallas, they didn't meet his contract expectations and let him test the free agent market. Eventually, Brunson signed with the New York Knicks, where he has emerged as more than a number 2. With Brunson at the helm as the team's top scorer and leader, the Knicks have established themselves as playoff staples. However, the Miami Heat had a golden opportunity to sway Brunson that same summer. Had the Heat made a move on Brunson, it's fair to wonder what could have been. There were conflicting reports regarding Miami's interest in Brunson. Yahoo's Chris Haynes initially reported that the Heat were scheduled to meet with Brunson during his free agency. Then multiple reports indicated the Heat never planned on having that meeting. So the Heat ended up keeping Kyle Lowry at point guard for another season before trading Lowry and a future first-round pick for Terry Rozier earlier this year. Miami made the NBA Finals in 2023 and took down Brunson in his first Knicks season in the second round. Despite the Heat winning the series, Brunson may have been the best player on the floor in those 6 games. If it wasn't already clear, it was very apparent then that Brunson was a star. This season, Brunson is averaging 27.4 points and 6.5 assists on 47.5% shooting and 40.2% from three-point range. He also made his first All-Star game and will likely appear on some MVP ballots. Jimmy Butler's dominance in the 2023 playoffs was enough to lead Miami to the finals, but it was clear the Heat needed another playmaker and shot creator against the Denver Nuggets. Tyler Herro and Victor Oladipo both suffered season-ending injuries early at the start of the postseason. It was a huge hit on the guard rotation for the team, forcing players like Gabe Vincent and Duncan Robinson to step up with increased workloads. Butler was a machine in the first round against the Milwaukee Bucks, totaling 98 points across the final 2 games of the series. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Jaylen Brunson? Leave your opinion in the comments.